Hello crafty friends, Gloria Parra here, and today we will be creating with the fabulous Sweet Moments collection by Hip Kit Club. This is the March kit, and as you know, these products are all exclusive to Hip Kit. You won't find them anywhere else, so go grab your kit. It is a fantastic one. Today, I will be going a little out of my comfort zone because if you followed my work or my videos, you know that I'm a huge 12 by 12 lover and creator of layouts. Today, we will be creating a waterfall mini album and I'm super excited. So before starting, I just want to remind you that you get tons of benefits when you subscribe to HipKit. You will get a special pricing for your kit and you will get an additional 15% off of any additional kit or add-on that you add to your month order. So you also get free shipping on all your add-ons and you get access to hundreds of cut files, friends. They have the most awesome cut files. You also get tons of inspiration from a very active design team and community. You will also get, starting this month, a fantastic idea catalog that includes step-by-step instructions to fabulous layouts. So, you know, you get everything you need in a box. You get all the products and the ideas. So you are ready to create as soon as you open your box, and you create as before the other box arrives, the next kit arrives. So really, this is fantastic and I'm super, super excited for what's to come. And one last thing, I have a special discount code for your first order. I'm gonna put it down here. It's Gloria. So you can get an extra 10% of your order just using that code. So friends, for this project, I will start with these 6x8 pattern papers because I want to create my base and my embellishments with this beautiful pocket life kit. Okay, I'm not a pocket scrapbooker, so this will be the perfect occasion to put all these papers and beautiful embellishments to use. Next, of course, I will be using the fabulous embellishment pack. This pack has been enhanced. It's filled with awesome embellishments. You get the beautiful floral die cuts that come pre-punched so you can add some stitching, and of course the wonderful die cuts. I will be using them to embellish my album, and I will be using a couple of 12 by 12 pattern papers. I want to show them to you because they are fabulous. These papers are very high quality, friends. They are thick. They are just beautiful. Both sides are amazing. So I really suggest you get 2 packs of these because you will want to use both sides. Next, I will be using the fabulous dies. This month, they keep getting better and better, friends. Look at this awesome floral that you can stitch around the pre-punched holes. So for the bases, I will be using, for the base of my mini album, I will be using this stitched and scalloped border as well as this oval shaped die. So let's start creating the base for our mini album. Okay friends, so like I told you, we will start creating with our 6x8 pattern papers, and I've gone ahead and chosen a couple of pattern papers that I think will work great with the idea that I have. So we will create a waterfall type of album, which means it gets longer and longer each time. And I will add this beautiful scalloped border at the end. So I'm gonna have, that scallop on all of these papers. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my die cutting machine. It is a big one because the small one won't fit my die. Okay, so let's start cutting our papers. So look how beautiful the A and B sides are. You will get a very beautiful album with these papers. I will be adding a little very useful non-sticky tape so my die won't move. It is a low-tack tape that is very helpful. Don't worry if your machine makes that sound, it is normal. And it's just the machine cutting all the little pieces. Okay, so I like going through these intricate dies a couple of times. That way I get all my little shapes cut. Okay, I will bring in a pokey tool and I will use that to just take my shape out. So using my little pokey tool here, I will have to give those little circles some help so they come out, but it's really easy. So you will repeat that with all your pattern papers, and then we will go ahead and put our structure together. Okay friends, so I have all my little borders cut, and look how beautiful and intricate and delicate they look. They are wonderful. You need this die. So I'm gonna cut different widths so we get that waterfall effect. But before, I need to define if I want to adhere the same border on the right side of my pattern paper, or if I want to combine them and make it a little more interesting. So let me know in the comments what would you do, and maybe we get the same inspiration. Another thing, we are gonna start with a piece that is 3 inches wide, and we are going to go 1/2 inch up, okay? So the next one will be 3.5. That is this one, and my length is 5.5. So we're gonna start with a 3 inch wide and 5.5 long. And we're gonna start adhering our borders there. They will increment 1/2 inch until we get to our last paper. Okay, so this is the order that I want my papers in, and I've decided to stay with the same pattern as the border, but if you're inspired to just mix them up, you can perfectly do so. So I told you we started with a 3 inch wide piece, and we're gonna move on, and this is a 3.5. So I will just add a tiny bit of adhesive in that little border that we have there and adhere it to our border here. I was thinking of adding some machine stitching to all my pages. I just love what that adds, but it's not necessary. So it's gonna look like that, friends. The next one has to be a 4 inch piece. Just let me check my measurements because I have no extra pattern paper to mess around. Yeah, this is a 3.5. The next one will be a 4 inch piece. And I need to cut it at 5.5 long. So it's gonna be 4 by 5.5. Okay, so we have a 4.5 and 5.5 long. And you repeat the same steps for all of your pages. Okay, friends, I have all my pages ready and lined up, and I love how beautiful they look. I just ruffled the little borders a little, and it's looking awesome already. So my idea is to perforate 2 holes and add a little ring here I'm not sure if yellow or teal, but one of those will work. I was also thinking of using this fabulous die here for my title page, and I cut one of the 6x8 pattern paper in the 2 larger sizes of the die. And another idea came to mind, and it is to use one of these doors that opens in the front. So let's try that idea. Let's see if it works. If not, we can use all the beautiful florals and create a beautiful floral title page. But let's first cut this strip. Let me move a little. And I'm gonna cut this one. And I think that the teal one or the blue one would look good. So my idea here is to leave like 1/4 of an inch on the side of the door. And we're gonna fussy cut that door in a while. But I want to be able to fold it and create a little flap because I want it to be an interactive door. I will show you in a minute so you can understand what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to score using a scoring tool. I'm gonna score like 1/4 of an inch on the left side of my door here. That way I can add some adhesive on the back and have the little door open. And maybe I can reveal a photo or something inside there. Then I will fussy cut a little white border around my door. This is hard doing on screen. Let me fix it up a little. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to get it as close as possible. Okay, friends, I have my door all cut and scored. I also punched my holes here. So I just used my Crop-A-Dile and punched 2 holes and they are ready to go. So I decided just to place the door here. I also went ahead and cut apart almost all. I have this one remaining, but I have a bunch of labels. I have beautiful birdies and flowers and rainbows. So I'm gonna try to use those pieces up and leave my bigger ephemera for my layouts. I'm gonna use those up and I will try to use the 3x4 cards that are gorgeous. I have a bunch of spring break photos that a little vacation that we took to Florida last year. So I have my girls there with their cousins. So it's gonna be a fun one. I decided not to use the oval shape here because I have another idea. Okay, so I'm gonna have my door there and I'm bringing in this little guy that is super, super cute. He is from the ephemera pack. And I will bring the Love Grows Here little banner from the ephemera pack as well. And that one is gonna be kind of my title. And I'm gonna have him here, like opening this door. This one is from the ephemera pack, from the floral pack. I will also use this flower here from the floral pack. So I'm gonna tuck that one behind the door. And I fussy cut this from the cut apart sheet. So I love that it brings more color. And this little umbrella, I was thinking of having it like under his hand. And I just love how that looks. So I'm gonna start adhering and that's gonna be my title page. So I will be adhering the bunny only on the left side because I want this door to be able to open and just to add a bit of interest. So I will tuck him here and add my florals behind it. That way you see we can open it and we don't have adhesive there, so it perfectly opens up. I just think that adds such a fun little playful touch to our front page. Okay, so let's move on to our first page, and here I will add a 3x4 cut apart card and this little birdie. On this side, I will layer my photo on top of that 3x4. We'll take these out. And I thought of adding a little label down here and that birdie looking to the other side. So this was such a nice moment. My girls found the perfect peeps, I believe they're called, and they had to have it. So they begged for a long time. I think it was at Michael's, so I had to buy those. And they carried them around the entire spring break. So at least they were very special to them. So let's start adhering these pieces. Okay, so I have my second pages adhered and I am ready to move on to the next one. So for the next one, I already added my photos. I used this 6x8 paper to back up my 3x4 photo here. And I used one of the journaling cut aparts to back this photo, just to create some layers. And I added this beautiful little cloud from the cut apart, from the Pocket Life. Everything I'm using here, friends, is from the Pocket Life. I've gone ahead and cut apart all the pieces and the 12x12 floral paper. I just love fussy cutting, and I put on a fun podcast and started cutting my heart out. So for this one, what I have in mind is adding a floral here, a little tag here. Like I told you, everything is from the Pocket Life kit. I just want to use it up. So those labels are great for a little story. This was at Florida, Miami. We were at Merrick Park with Grandma having a great time. So I will use this super fun foam alpha sticker that has a beautiful sparkly finish to it. This is from the February kit, so it matches perfectly. The size is just great for this small album. So I was thinking of adding Merrick here and Park here, just to tie the two layouts together. And that way I can have some space for my journaling and some embellishments. So let's adhere everything. Okay, so we have two more layouts done and we will move on to the next one. Okay, friends, let's move on to the next one. And I have everything already adhered because it's very similar to what we've done here. So I just used another 3x4 card to have my photo go on top of it and act as a layer. I did the same for this, and I love the two very colorful tags that cut aparts that I used here, because it reminds me so much of the store It's Sugar that my daughter and the cousins loved. So it worked perfectly. I added some florals here, the little rainbow, and this beautiful like speech bubble where I will add my journaling. And here I used the February foam alpha. You see you get two sides. So if you have this one, put it to use and use up those letters in this little project. And I spelled the It's Sugar title here, and I love how this little layouts came together. And now let's move on to the next one. Here I'm gonna bring in my next papers, my next little layouts, and for this one I have two photos, and these are some photos of my daughter and the cousins being super excited for the messy experience that we went to in Florida. So yeah, they're huge messy fans. So I want to include that here, that moment. And since I already had this little, you remember that I cut for my cover and finally didn't use it. So I just created like little pockets, creasing them and making some little pockets, and using the wonderful foam buttons, I closed them, and I will be using a 4x6 card from the Pocket Life. I rounded the corners and cut the little label that was on the top, and that's gonna be here. And I'm gonna create a little layer with my envelopes that I've created, and this tag from the Pocket Life as well will hold my journaling, and I will layer maybe some florals coming from the pockets, and I just love how that's looking already. Okay, so I will start embellishing this and fast forward so you can see it. Okay, now I have adhered my two bases, and I found this 4x6 cut apart sheet from the Pocket Life, and I just thought it went beautifully for my photos. So I'm gonna have my two photos here. I created some little photo corners with one of the pattern papers and that kit as well. So I'm gonna have those there. I have my pockets here. I just adhered a little corner, and I think I'm gonna pop them up a little so I can go ahead and tuck my journaling tag. I will add a floral up there, a little floral in this corner and here. Okay, friends, we now have this layout done, and I just adore how this turned out. I just need to add my journaling, add a little twine up there, and I just love how this pockets look. And here I have this layout that says Messy Fans. I added a little floral and a little tag up there, a little label. So this is looking great. And now we will move on to the next one. For this one, I have these two papers. I will try to tone it down with some pattern paper that I have left. I don't have much, friends, from the Pocket Life. I have this one that I love that maybe I can incorporate here. I have this 4x6 that I can try to bring it here as well, because this is a very busy pattern that I need to tone down a little. And I have this one, so I will try to maybe incorporate that one here, vertical in a vertical way, and this one here. So here I will include 3 photos, and this is Easter Day. These photos are from our egg hunt. So I want this from 2 daughters to go here, and this one's from each one of them with their baskets to come on this side. So I'm gonna look for a nice way to add those. Maybe bring this one all the way here. I like that, and just layer them one on top of the other and make this one like the focal photo of these layouts. Okay, friends, I have my 2 photos adhered here. I put a little label up there and a little label up here. I cut the yellow and moved it to the border, to the lower border, and I love how that's looking. I also had those little doors, remember, that I had cut, so I will place it here, because in the place we were doing the Easter egg hunt, there was like a kind of a fence that really reminds me of this one, and I just want to use it because it takes me right to the moment. So I'm gonna place a floral behind it. This was one that I cut as well. I'm gonna place a little bunny here, and I love how that's looking. I think I'm gonna put egg hunt up there, and I'm gonna work on my cluster here. I love giving my florals some texture and using little pieces to just make it look as real as possible. So yeah, I think I'm gonna layer that up, and I'm gonna include my journaling up here, and this little cup will go here. Okay friends, so we have these two layouts ready, and I'm super excited of how it is coming together. Now we will turn it and work with this one and with our final page, that is this doily lined paper. I was thinking of bringing here that it would look really nice with this other doily 6x8 pattern. That way it's gonna tie together really nicely. And we have these photos. The last ones, I have one of my youngest daughter with his favorite cousin. She loves him so much, so I really want to focus on that relationship here. And the last layout is of all of them together having the time of their lives. Okay friends, now let's move on to our last two layouts. And I finally decided not to use the other scalloped pattern paper. I will be using this 2 3x4 cut aparts. And I am going to layer my two photos like that and bring those colors to this left layout. For my single photo here, I used two different cardstocks on those colors in the pattern paper and a little label that I think I'm gonna put here just to extend my little photo here, my photo cluster. And here I'm gonna use those beautiful circles that are part of the cut apart as well. And I'm gonna put some of them up here. And I will create my little clusters. I will also put this label where I can put a little title, and I'm gonna bring a floral down here. And I will work my clusters up here. Okay friends, we have our last two layouts done. I love how this one turned out. I just have to add some journaling and a little title here. And I will give you a final flip through of how this beautiful little album came together. I will put the jump rings and come back. Okay friends, I have my little album ready for you. Look how beautiful it looks. I love how chunky and just how fun it turned out. So I added my little jump rings here. There are some teal ones. I have my opening page. I added this little words here with some very nice phrases that work beautifully for this spring album. So I added those. I have my little cloud, my floral pieces. I added another one here. My little pockets that I adored. I added that one under my title. One little one here, and another one there. So friends, I hope you've been inspired. I hope you like this little album and that you give it a try with this fabulous March kit. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. And don't forget to use that Gloria code for an extra 10%. So until the next time, this was Gloria Parra for Hip Kit Club. Bye-bye.